The news that the sword has been sold leaves Liu Xing, Liu Jinglong, and Ye Qiyuan completely stunned. Recovering from the shock, Liu Xing's face becomes angry. He tells Ye Chuan that since the sword is gone, he will have to pay for it, demanding a huge sum of 1 million. Ye Qiyuan tries to reason with him, pointing out that 1 million is too much and that a spirit weapon of that quality is only worth about 200,000. Liu Xing is not interested in talking. He unleashes a scary purple aura to intimidate them, making it clear he is not asking, he is telling them. Terrified, Ye Chuan quickly agrees to pay the debt, but explains they will need time to gather that much money. Liu Xing gives them half a month to get the funds. He warns his old friend that if they fail, he will teach the boy a lesson himself and will not show any mercy. As they leave, Liu Jinglong gives a smug grin. Back inside their home, Ye Chuan's parents are in despair. His mother asks Ye Chuan what they are going to do, and suggests he try begging his childhood friend for mercy. Ye Chuan looks defeated, saying he will try taking some pork over as an apology, but he is overwhelmed by the thought of raising 1 million. Seeing his parents so worried, Ye Chuan steps forward and confidently tells them not to worry, assuring them that he will handle it. His father, Ye Qiyuan, looks at him with concern, not anger. He reassures his son that he does not blame him for what happened. He only asks that in the future, if Ye Chuan gets into trouble, he tells his parents instead of trying to handle it all by himself. Moved by his father's words, Ye Chuan decides he must get his new spirit weapon made as quickly as possible. He believes that once he is stronger, Liu Xing will no longer be a threat. However, just as the immediate problem seems to be handled, his mother looks at him with suspicion. She asks him if he is hiding something. She points out how precious the blood crystal twin flower is, and questions how a simple pig butcher like him could have gotten such a rare treasure, showing she is worried about her son's secrets. Deciding he can no longer hide the truth, Ye Chuan makes a difficult confession. He tells them that he is not normal, leaving both his parents looking shocked and concerned. His mother, completely misunderstanding, jumps to a surprising conclusion. With wide, worried eyes, she asks her son if his secret is that he does not like women. The suggestion leaves Ye Chuan with an annoyed, deadpan expression. Trying to be a supportive parent, his mother gently pats his cheek and tells him she is very open-minded. She says it is fine if he likes men and encourages him to pursue his own happiness, while his father nervously agrees in the background. His father then adds the confusing advice that it's fine as long as he stays away from him, leaving Ye Chuan completely baffled. Frustrated, Ye Chuan clarifies that he does not like men or women. He finally explains the real truth. He has a mental illness that causes him to see every living creature as a pig. The scene immediately shifts to his perspective, confirming his words as his parents now appear as two shocked-looking pig people. A sudden, earth-shattering realization hits Ye Chuan. He grabs his son by the shoulders, his mind racing. He excitedly points out that since Ye Chuan is a pig butcher and sees every living creature as a pig, it must mean that he can slaughter any living thing as if it were just a pig. Still held by his father, Ye Chuan gives a simple, confirming nod. His mother, now understanding the incredible meaning of this, turns to her husband. She asks if this means that their son's profession is, in reality, a combat type. With absolute certainty and a new sense of pride, Ye Chuan confirms that it is. With the truth revealed, Ye Chuan's entire attitude changes. He tells his son, Ye Chuan, to come with him, deciding it is time to teach him some of his real skills. Under the dark, moonlit sky, he leads Ye Chuan up a long mountain path. He explains that after many years of slaughtering pigs, he created his own unique pig-slaying knife technique. He plans to pass this skill on to his son so that he will have a way to protect himself if his life is ever in danger. Ye Chuan is confused. He reminds his father that he has already caused the family to fall into a debt of 1 million and questions why his father would still want to teach him anything. Ye Chuan turns to his son with a serious expression, stating that while 1 million is a lot of money, it is far less important than his son's safety. His lesson begins with a simple idea. The greatest principles are simple, and the same applies to slaughtering pigs. Holding his cleaver with an expert grip, he tells Ye Chuan to watch carefully, as he will only teach him 3 moves. As they stand on the mountain peak, the air fills with a powerful purple energy that appears as ghostly blades in the sky. Ye Chuan is surrounded by this same powerful aura as he raises his cleaver high above his head with both hands. With a tremendous battle cry, he unleashes a devastating downward slash. The force of the single strike is so great that it appears to rip a tear in the landscape, revealing a stunning view of a full moon and a starry cosmos within the void. Ye Chuan can only stare up from below, his face a mask of utter shock. He is completely stunned by the incredible power that his father, a man he thought was just a simple pig butcher, has just shown. After the attack, Ye Qiyuan calmly turns to his dumbfounded son and names the technique he just witnessed. He calls it the first knife, Yin Star. Without pausing, Ye Qiyuan announces the second knife. He launches himself into the air, his cleaver glowing with a cyan energy. He spins in a fluid, powerful motion, unleashing a massive, horizontal wave of energy that slices through the air. This attack is so powerful, it appears to cut the moon in the cosmic void in half. Still completely stunned, Ye Qiyuan cries out to his father, demanding to know how he is performing such impossible feats. Landing gracefully, Ye Qiyuan explains that it is simply an illusion. The attack distorts the space around them, which in turn refracts the light and tricks the eye. With a confident smirk, he prepares to show his son the third and final move. Instead of using his knife, he channels a terrifying red energy into his fist. He unleashes a devastating downward punch, crying out the name of the final technique, Devouring Sun. The impact creates a massive, blinding explosion of golden light that radiates outward. The intense light forces Ye Qiyuan to shield his eyes. Overwhelmed, he asks his father if these techniques are truly meant for slaughtering pigs, questioning what kind of pig would require such power to kill. His father simply tells him not to ask too many questions, assuring him that he will eventually find a use for what he is learning. With a renewed sense of purpose, Ye Qiyuan promises to study hard. Ye Qiyuan then asks Ye Qiyuan where his pig-slaying knife is. When Ye Qiyuan explains that it was broken in his fight with Liu Jinglong, his father hands over his own cleaver, telling him to use it for now. Ye Qiyuan takes the weapon, but is immediately shocked by its incredible weight, struggling just to hold it upright. As his father turns to leave, Ye Qiyuan is left wondering how his father has been slaughtering pigs with such a heavy tool his entire life. Left alone on the mountaintop, Ye Qiyuan begins his training. With great effort, he lifts the heavy cleaver and attempts to perform the first move, Yin Star. However, the weight of the weapon is too much for him, and he loses his balance, tumbling to the ground. From a distance, his father watches him practice. Ye Qiyuan's inner thoughts reveal the true hidden potential of his skills. He thinks to himself that one day, when his silly son reaches the legendary Feng Huang realm, these three simple knife moves will be powerful enough to slay even gods and immortals.
Thanks for watching. I'm going to introduce the new manhwa. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video. And if you want to see a specific manhwa, name in the comments, I will try to make it. It will take long time, but I try to make it, and see you tomorrow.